Okay, let's really dig into something foundational. You probably hear it all the time. But it's just so true. Your brain, it's the most powerful tool you'll ever own.
Absolutely.
And like any incredible instrument, it really thrives on consistent sharpening. It
Yeah.
needs that intentional training.
That's exactly right. And for this deep dive, our mission is, well, to unpack some really powerful insights. We found this great source, training your brain for peak performance.
Hmm.
And we really want to explore not just how to boost your cognitive function, but crucially, this fascinating idea presents about training with focus, not just brute force.
Yeah. Yeah, focus, not force. I like that.
Okay.
And look, this exploration, it's really designed to reveal some maybe surprising facts, but more importantly, just a ton of small, consistent, actionable steps.
Right.
Steps that, yeah, might seem tiny on their own, but, over time, they can lead to really significant shifts in how your brain works. The idea is you'll feel well-informed, empowered, and sort of ready to weave these into your daily rhythm.
Yeah, empowered is the key word.
So let's maybe kick things off with that cornerstone idea from the source material. The huge impact of those tiny, consistent actions.
Mhm.
It really hammers home that this isn't about like grand gestures. It's the daily dedication, almost stuff you wouldn't even notice.
Exactly. And what's really insightful is how it emphasizes building habits. Like the first recommendation, read something every single day.
Every day.
Yeah, even if it's just one page. That consistent exposure, it brings in new ideas, sure. But more than that, it actively strengthens the thinking pathways.
Like a workout.
It's literally a workout for your brain's connections, yes.
Okay, so it's not just what you read, though, right? The source also pushes you to challenge yourself.
Definitely.
Like learn something totally unfamiliar. Maybe it's a language or a really complex new skill or even just getting deep into a new hobby. Because when you stretch your mind like that, you're not just learning stuff, you're actually tapping into neuroplasticity. Your brain physically rewires itself. It forms new connections, boosts its capacity, it actually grows.
Which naturally leads us to something critical, attention, how we direct it.
Focus.
The material is crystal clear. You have to train your brain to focus.
Yeah.
And it contrasts, force like white knuckling through distractions with focus, which is more about creating the conditions for concentration.
Creating conditions, okay.
Yeah, it warns that multitasking just fragments your attention span, makes it weaker.
We all feel that, I feel
Totally.
you.
But deep, singular focus, that's where clarity lives. That's where understanding happens. It's about building that attentional control, not just fighting off noise all the time.
I find it so compelling how the source links physical well-being directly to brain performance. It's simple, but really powerful. Just get moving.
Yeah, basic but essential.
Regular aerobic exercise, it just floods your brain with blood flow. And this isn't just like general health good advice. Studies actually show it can increase the size of the hippocampus, the memory region.
Right, crucial for memory.
And it boosts creativity, lifts your mood. It really is all connected, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely can't skip the foundations. Fuel and rest. Good food and sleep.
The basics.
The absolute basics, but non-negotiable, according to this material. It really highlights that rest isn't some luxury. It's fundamental. It's part of the brain's training and recovery cycle.
So it's not just switching off.
No, not at all. During deep sleep, for instance, your brain is super active, consolidating memories, clearing out metabolic waste that builds up. It's literally cleaning house while you sleep.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me, and it's something we often just steamroll over in our busy lives.
Yeah.
The value of pausing, just stopping.
Mm-hmm. Taking a beat.
Yeah. The source suggests intentionally taking quiet moments, letting your mind just reset. It notes that some of your absolute best thinking, those aha moments, they often bubble up in silence.
When you give it space.
Exactly, when you give your brain that space to just wander and connect things unexpectedly.
So wrapping this all together, what does it mean for you listening?
Mm-hmm.
The source gives this really wonderful reassurance. You don't need some perfect, rigid routine locked down from day
Oh,
one.
it's a relief.
Right. The key takeaway is simple. Just begin, start small, stay incredibly consistent with it.
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe most importantly, trust the process. Trust that those small things will compound.
Yeah, ultimately this whole deep dive just powerfully illustrates that transformative potential, doesn't it, of these consistent small actions. Training your brain isn't just about getting smarter in that old school IQ sense. It's way more than that.
Absolutely. If you look at the bigger picture, connecting all these insights, it's really about cultivating a brain that's stronger, yes, but also more focused, more